YouTube family, welcome back to another episode of 2A in LA. As always, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. You should not take it as fact, you should not take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Alright, right about now, you know what I'm going to ask. Fam, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and drop down a comment for your boy and make sure you hit the notification bell as well. What? I rhymed on that one. What? Flossy. What? Anyway, let's get this episode rolling. So look, fam, one of the things that I'm always preaching to you guys is training. Train, train, and train. Be prepared, right? And I've done a few videos showing you guys me shooting at the range and training. But look, man, let's keep it 100. You know, we all about keeping it 100 on this channel, right? Training can be expensive, man. Ammo is not cheap. Finally, prices are starting to come down some. Not to where they were, you know, kind of pre-COVID levels by any stretch of the imagination, but certainly well off where they were at the top. But depending on the caliber of bullet that you're shooting and depending on, you know, how much training you're going to do, ammo is not cheap. Also, range time, you got to factor that in too. Plus, it's not like we don't have day jobs and family. A lot of my subscribers have kids and we got a lot going on, right? So when do we find time to train? So one of the things that I've always preached is dry fire practice, right? And dry fire practice will get you comfortable. There's a lot of stuff you can work on when you're doing your dry fire practice. You can work on your grip, right? You can work on your trigger pull. But I always find that dry fire practice is better when you have something that can give you feedback. You know, because sometimes guns shooting is a lot like golf. Like people talk about in golf, and I think I told you guys I golf quite a bit. You know, if you don't have good fundamentals, you can go to the driving range at a golf course and you can hit tons of balls. But if you're not doing it correctly, all you're doing is reinforcing bad habits, right? And those bad habits will translate out on the golf course. Well, shooting is kind of the same thing. You can dry fire practice, but if you don't have something that's really giving you feedback, certainly you can get more comfortable with your grip and stuff like that. But if you don't have something that's giving you good feedback, number one, it's not as effective. And number two, you aren't refining your proper skills. So all that to say, there are different solutions that you can choose, and I'm going to go over a few different ones in future episodes. But in this episode, we're talking about the SureStrike Laser Ammo Dry Fire Practice Kit. And so it comes in a little pouch like this, right? And you open up the pouch, and you've got, you know, little targets over here that you can put up. You've got the laser bullet right here, and you've got the extension right here. And the way it works, and I'll put up some B-roll, you take this little bullet, and this is my M&P shield right here, chambered in 9mm. Look, y'all know that's sexy. Stop playing. Stop playing, fam. You know, come on now. So I did you've probably seen this. I showed this in my gun collection video. My handgun collection video was in that video, and it was also in my video because it's one of my EDCs, so it was in my EDC video. But look, sexy. But neither here nor there for this video, but it is clear. Look, nothing in the chamber for the YouTube, nothing, totally safe, unloaded, no ammunition is even in the room, right? So look, fam, you take the bullet, right? And I'll put B-roll up of this too. drop it in the chamber like so. All right, and then you're good to go. And so you would take this, you would take one of the little targets out of here, post the target up somewhere, and just practice your shooting, right? Get it out, get your sights on target, boom. A little laser fires off onto your target on the wall. I got some B-roll up here of what that kind of looks like, right? But look, man, do this, 25 times a day. Have your little target up and just practice, getting the ideal grip for you, making sure that you're breathing, get it on target, fire, right? Keep that up, keep that drill going. Like I said, I should have some B-roll up of what it looks like on the target, but it gives you instant feedback. If you're jerking the gun down like a lot of us do, you jerk the gun down when you press the trigger, it'll show. It'll show. Not only will you not be on target, but it'll show the movement of the laser will show you where it is you're going when you're dipping down, or if you're gripping it too tight and it's coming up, and it'll show that too. And so for me, my shooting improved dramatically when I started utilizing this system. Again, I was practicing my grip at home. I was dry firing at home, using the little, the non-bullets. I forget what they call. I'll put them up there or whatever. But I was dry firing practice at home. I was practicing my grip, and that got better. But what I found when I went to the range is that I was still jerking the gun. I was still moving it. Like when my trigger stroke wasn't smooth, right? And so I don't. This is not a video about the grip, but obviously, the key thing is to hold, to have a proper grip, hold the gun steady, being able to keep your front sight in between those two rear sights, right? And despite the grip pressure that you have, making sure the grip pressure is not preventing you from making a smooth trigger pull, right? And this laser system will help you with that. It'll get you over the hump with that. Because a lot of times that's coming from anticipated recoil. You're like, oh, the recoil is coming, and so I gotta compensate for that recoil. This will give you, and it's funny, even when you know that there's no bullets in the firearm, right? Even when you know the gun is unloaded, it's amazing. It's amazing how anticipated recoil in an unloaded weapon will still make you jerk the trigger. So look, this will help you get there. Now, once you kind of mastered this, I say start off short distances. Have it maybe, I don't know, like 3 yards away from you or whatever, and gradually work your way back. I have a long hallway in my house, so I'll put it up at the end of the hallway. And then when I first started shooting, first started utilizing it, I started off maybe 3 yards or whatever, then went out to 5, then went out to 10, then out to 15. I think the hallway is probably 20 or something like that. And I got to the point where I was, dead accurate from 20 with this. Now, it does not 100% translate to actually shooting at the range. So there's levels to this, right? So you dry fire, you get used to it that way. Then you start your laser, you get used to it that way. But when you go to the range, it's the human brain, right? Now that we know there are live bullets in it, you should be doing it the same way you mastered it when you were using your laser, right? But what happens is your brain realizes, oh my God, there's a live bullet in here, and recall, you lose some of your fundamentals because you're anticipating the recoil. And we'll have another training episode with another training aid that will help us with that. But this will advance you. This will get you closer to where you need to be. So I don't want you to be, 20 feet dead eye at the house with the laser. You go to the range and you're like 10 yards out or something like that, 15 yards, and you're off. Don't sweat it. What's happening is your brain is anticipating the recoil. I tell you guys, shooting is a lot like golf. I've seen guys, in their practice swings, oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's so smooth, so silky. Then they stand over the ball and lose all of that. they lose all of that. Something about standing over that little ball, boy, clench, cheeks tighten up and everything, and they start doing stuff that they weren't doing before. Shooting is like that too. But you got to get there. You got, take baby steps to get yourself there. Dry fire, get used to the grip, get used to pulling to the trigger, and then work at home with the laser. The laser will give you some instant feedback, improve you so you can see and get you online. You go to the range, you'll be better than you were before you did the range, but it's not going to be the same. And then you have to train actually shooting rounds. And other than just where the bullet goes on your target, there are other training aids we can use to help with that, and we'll cover those in a later video. So look, in conclusion, the SureStrike Laser Pro Kit, it is not the end all be all, but it's a great training aid. And I'll put up here too what the price is so you guys know. But like I said, fam, it will help you get to where ultimately you want to be. And the cost of it, I wouldn't say is cheap necessarily, but it's a lot less expensive than going out and shooting a lot of rounds. You know what I'm saying? It'll pay for itself in short order. You start thinking about, every time you fire the trigger on this thing, if it's depending on what you're buying ammo for, whether it's 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, $1, whatever it is, it'll pay for itself in short order. And it's also really, really convenient, and it's going to help you. I should also mention, this is a 9mm bullet, but they have them for 45s. They have it for 223, 5.56. They have it for 12 gauge shotguns. Or if there's a 40 caliber or whatever, there's little adapters you can buy that will allow you to shoot multiple caliber of firearms. So that's the other good thing too, is you buy the initial kit and then you buy the little adapters for most of them, and man, it's all gravy, baby. Until next time, yo, take care of one another and peace.